So as you're going to see by today's video, ladies and gentlemen, it's going to be a little bit different. I tell you now, I have no idea how I'm going to edit around this one. There was an issue going on with my camera yesterday and I didn't think it was that serious until this morning. I went to go and press record and well, here we are. You have to adapt and improvise, I guess, when life hands you lemons, but thankfully I have a new one arriving tomorrow, so I should see you again then. What shall we call this video today? I don't know, a one night only special, free of charge. This is the part, however, where people say, actually, you know what? We just prefer hearing your voice anyway. That would be hilarious, wouldn't it?
No, definitely not.
But in today's episode, nonetheless, my friends, we have some good news and some bad news. Now, I don't want to end this video all doom and gloom, so it's only right we get the bad news out the way first. The bad news is, as the title and thumbnail of this video suggests, we had another trans athlete, a trans woman, so a dude, competing against other women. This time, it's all to do with cycling. So obviously, you know, another sport where the male is going to have no physical advantage over the woman whatsoever. None at all.
Excuse me, is this sarcasm 101?
Lo and behold, they destroyed the whole competition and finished in first place. Funny, yeah? So all the women who trained really hard for this event, gave their lives to it, sacrificed so much, have been beaten by a dude. I mean, if I was them, and this is just my opinion, and I was getting ready to pedal and I turned to my left and I saw, I don't know, She-Hulk, I would be turning my bike around and cycling away from the event. But that's just me. But who am I? Who are we, you know, to bring common sense into the equation? That's simply not allowed, so I'll watch my words next time. But let's get into this Daily Mail article and dive deep into the story. Controversial trans athlete 46 wins women's NYC cycling race and says she feels like a superhero. I mean, yes, looking like this in the women's division, I bet you do. A transgender cyclist won first place at a female race in New York City amid ongoing debates over the inclusion of trans athletes in female competitions. Tiffany Thomas, 46, who was born male, ended the Randall's Island crit cycling race atop the podium, blowing the competition out of the water to snatch first place. Despite only taking up cycling in 2018, Tiffany quickly found success and has dominated competition in the years since. She recently landed a place on the top cycling team LA Sweat, where her oldest teammate is just 32. Hold on a second, let me just get this straight. They only took up cycling in 2018, which was only 5 years ago. First of all, they've been allowed to compete that long against women, so all the people involved there should feel ashamed of themselves. And secondly, all the women he's competed against did put more years into the cycling sport. A load of them would have got into it at a very young age, and all of that was just thrown out of the window to make sure somebody's feelings weren't hurt. Oh yeah, how cute. But there he is, nonetheless, on the podium with the two other women who finished second and third. I don't really know what they're laughing about. If I were them, I would be more than frustrated, I can tell you now. I understand, you know, if they wanted to speak up, they may not have been allowed to because they'll face consequences, as people do. They'll get fired, lose sponsorships, etc, etc. But to just laugh and smile there's nothing else you could do to show your support for the other women. I mean, they could be laughing at how ridiculous it is, who knows, but I doubt it. But because of this clown world agenda that was being pushed with women's sports, it has actually led to a female cyclist retiring. Yes, women are now getting tired of this absolute nonsense. The recent rise in transgender athletes in women's cycling also led former champion rider Hannah Arensman to recently quit the sport after she missed out on a podium place to a trans cyclist. At my last race at the recent UCI Cyclocross National Championships in the elite women's category, let me say that again, in the elite women's category, I came in fourth, flanked on either side by male riders awarded third and fifth, she said in her retirement announcement. My sister and family sobbed as they watched a man finish in front of me, having witnessed several physical interactions with him throughout the race. This is a clear case of what happens when you allow progressive ways of thinking, the woke ideology, to seep into everything. You discredit the women who put their lives into things, and then they feel like, well, you know, what's the point? If I'm just going to be beaten by a dude, I might as well retire. Again, everybody who was involved in allowing these things to happen for whatever agenda needs to have a hard look at themselves, because it's people like you that would have allowed women's sports to die, all in the name of sunshine and rainbows. Yes, it's stunning, brave, woo, yeah, let's all cheer. However, we now move on to the good news, and trust me, ladies and gentlemen, it is great news. I announce to you, common sense has finally won a battle it took long enough. Sky News have reported that the World Athletics have been criticised over their latest decision to exclude trans women from female events. World Athletics have decided to exclude transgender women who have gone through male puberty from female events. The body's president, Lord Coe, said decisive action had been taken to protect the female category in our sport. Lord Coe told a news conference in Monaco the council has agreed to exclude male to female transgender athletes who have been through male puberty from female world ranking competitions competitions from March 31st. In January, World Athletics said it was consulting with member federations on a proposal to change the rules on participation of transgender women in female competitions. The issue is thorny. I don't know why, because it's pretty much common sense at this point, as sports try to strike a balance between inclusivity and making sure there is no unfair advantage. So yeah, this is great news. How long it will last, who knows? You know, people bow down to any sort of criticism these days. I'd be surprised if it lasted, I don't know, 5 years, but let's take it for what it is. Not allowing men to compete against women in world ranking competitions is a step in the right direction. How this affects low-level sports remains to be seen. You know, are schools, colleges, universities going to adopt the same principles? I would like to think so, but again, probably not, because we know how woke those institutions are. I think we can all agree it should be all sports, you know, low-level and high-level competitions, because it doesn't matter what it is. The rest of the girls, women, will always be at a disadvantage if you allow a biological male to compete. It just doesn't make any sense. How this news is even controversial, by the way, is beyond me, but it just shows you that voices matter. Imagine if everybody just adopted the thought of, well, what can we do? You know, what will happen will happen. That lazy approach. Announcements like this probably wouldn't, by the way. Me personally, I think we need to move away from that lazy way of thinking of, well, who cares? You know, what can we do? Because when enough people raise concerns, raise their voices, change happens. I can only hope, we can only hope, this is the beginning of the world healing and we bring back normal ways of thinking and common sense grows again. But is that wishful thinking? Who knows? But that is the end of the episode, ladies and gentlemen. I hope you have enjoyed today. Again, I do apologize for no face cam. I wish I didn't have to do it this way, but there's no other way around it. Leave your opinions down below about how you feel with this video. What did you think of the trans cyclist? What did you think of this breaking news surrounding women's sports? I'd be very interested to know, but I'm going to end it there. We don't need to carry on any further with this video. It has been your boy JD. Please, for me, make sure to always have a great day and stay safe. I'm out. Peace.